Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. So if you watched my last video on Get Unready with me, you may have heard that I wanted to do a Doctor Who related kind of TARDIS makeup tutorial. And so that is what I have planned for today. And I am ready. I have on my moon choker, got on my Doctor Who themed cardigan, like I'm prepared. Now, I do want to put a disclaimer out there and just say, like, I'm not literally transforming into the TARDIS, so I'm not going, like, full blue or anything. So if you're looking for, like, special effects makeup or things like that, this isn't it. But if you do want to see an eye makeup tutorial inspired by the TARDIS, then you are in the right place. Just keep watching. So, first things first, I want to go into a base shade that's really going to help accentuate all of the blue shades that we put on top. So I'm going to go into the Kat Von D Pastel Goth palette and use the white shade here called Skull right here. And I'm going to put this all over the lid all the way up to the brow bone. Okay, so now that we have that base shade down, I'm going to go straight into the blue shades and start working from lightest to darkest. We're going to start working with the lightest one just underneath the brow bone and start kind of condensing them down so that the darkest blue is mostly focused just on the lid. So for the first light blue shade, I'm going to go into the Beige Cosmetics Snow White palette, and I'm going to take this one here in the very corner. It's called Mist 104, and start working this up towards the brow bone. I don't know if you guys are able to tell, but I only went up high enough where I could just leave this tiny little sliver of space for a highlight shade later. Otherwise, the rest of the lid and brow bone is covered in that light blue shade. So for the next shade, I think I'm going to go into the Carity Unicorn Dreams palette. And there's two shades here, so we're going to do two of these back to back. So first, I'm going to go into the shade here called Noah, and then hop right into Fairy Tale right afterwards. Now for Noah, I'm not bringing it up quite as high as I did the previous shade. We're going to want a nice gradient effect down to the lid, going from light to dark. So for this one, I'm taking it up just below the highest point of the last shade that we worked with. And now it's time to go into Fairy Tale. I've switched brushes to a slightly more tapered and precise brush because Fairy Tale is really going to be where we start focusing it in the deepest parts of the crease. So I got my trusty Morphine R38, and let's get cracking. And as usual, like with any kind of bold look that I like to do, the very first brush that I use, this really fluffy one, I'm keeping off to the side, so after every color that I use, I can run through this and blend it out so we've got no harsh lines. Okay, and back to the Beige Cosmetics palette. I'm going to go into this shade here, which is Royal 111, and start focusing this both in the deepest parts of the crease and on the outer and inner corners of my eye. And lastly, for the matte shades, I have this NYX Single Shadow in Electroshock. This is literally the closest thing matte I could find to TARDIS Blue. So I'm going to take like a flat shader brush and just start packing this on the inner and outer corners, just like that last shade. I think I'm good with the matte shades now. I've kind of got the color that I want, but we're not done with the shadow. I do want to go in with a shimmer shade on top of just the cobalt on the inner and outer corners. So I think the one that I have chosen will be this one here in the Jaclyn Hill palette, this really pretty cobalt blue with a bunch of, I don't even know, it's not glittery, it's just really like a beautiful shimmer shade. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm probably going to wet another shader brush and start packing this on the inner and outer corner as well. I lied again. I really didn't like how that was turning out, so I'm actually going to try this one in the Kat Von D Saint Center palette. It's called Ministry. I guess I'll try to, I don't know, wet my finger, spray my hand with the spray a little bit. Run my finger in this and hopefully get a little more payout than the Jaclyn Hill one. I just didn't like it. Oh yes, this is what I wanted. Okay, we're gonna blend this out a little bit so it's not quite as harsh. So next up, I want to do a big pop of gold in the middle of my eye, kind of to signify the little beacon on top of the TARDIS. But first of all, we're going to have to carve that out a little bit. So I'm just going to put a little bit of Tarte Shape Tape in the center of each eye and blend that out so that we kind of create a halo effect with the gold in the middle. So the concealer's on. I set it with the white shade in this Pastel Goth palette, and now it's time for the pop of gold. So I'm going to go ahead and probably just use my finger again, honestly, because it works so well with the blue. Alright? Beautiful gold. Oh. And just tap that in the middle. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Now that this beautiful gold shade is down, I'm going to go ahead and start smoking out the lower lash line exactly the same way that we did the lids. So I went ahead and did a little bit of winged liner off camera. I did a thin wing so you could still see the contrast between the gold and the blue and the black. But now I think I want to do a highlight shade on the brow bone and on the inner corner. So I'm going back to the Kat Von D palette because I really think that the shade here called Heaven is going to just be the perfect highlight shade for this. So let's give it a shot. Oh yes, that is beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and do some false lashes and mascara, and I will be right back. Okay guys, and that is it. So I finished off my look with the Allure and Nicole Guerrero lashes. I also used the Dose of Colors Over the Top Lip Gloss from Desi and Katie, and the L'Oreal Infallible Galaxy Stick in Astro Blue, just to do a little bit of a highlight right here on my cheekbones. I just tapped into it with my finger and patted it on. Right now you're probably thinking that this looks a little crazy, but I wanted it to be big and bold and blown out because what kind of Halloween costume would it be without big bold makeup? So anyway, I had an outfit planned for the TARDIS. We're actually not going to do that anymore. We have totally different outfits. But I really felt like this look just kind of encapsulated everything that the TARDIS is, and it went with my outfit. And it also kind of reminded me of the episode where the Doctor and Amy go and meet Van Gogh. So I don't know, it just kind of took me back when I was doing it, and it made me so excited. I really want to go rewatch some of it now, but I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you guys did like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button before you leave. I hope you guys are having an awesome weekend. I cannot wait for one of my next videos because I think you're going to be really excited about it. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye guys.